The article that I will be talking about today is called Teaching Social Justice and the Common Core: Justice-Oriented Curriculum for Language Arts and Literacy by Allison G. Dover. The issue that teachers have faced for many years now involves the pressure to focus on tested content and skills because of Common Core or state standards, affecting the teacher's efforts to center on issues of social justice in the classroom. Like this little cartoon states, I was going to teach them the meaning of life, but it wasn't on the test. There is increased pressure to just focus on testing, where teachers would like to focus on other things. The National Council of Teachers of English in 2014 actually adopted new standards addressing the training of secondary ELA teachers, making social justice drills a priority. So according to the author of this study, the definition of teaching for social justice includes the attempt to use one's position in the classroom to promote social and educational reform within and despite repressive educational conditions and mandates. Teachers take an active role in bringing social justice into the classroom. They need to adopt an activist stance, raise students' awareness of inequity and injustice, and promote social action among students. They do this through the curriculum that they use. The curriculum should reflect students' personal and cultural identities, include explicit instruction about oppression, prejudice, and inequity, and make connections between curricular standards and social justice topics. This is also done through the pedagogy that the teacher chooses to use in the classroom. They can create a supportive classroom climate that embraces multiple perspectives, emphasizes critical thinking and inquiry, and promotes students' academic, civic, and personal growth. The purpose of the study was to answer how ELA teachers conceptualize teaching for social justice and how they reconcile that vision with the demands of teaching amid restrictive curricular mandates. The study involved 24 secondary ELA teachers from 13 states with 1 to 38 years of experience. There were 84% white and 84% female teachers, which is actually the national average. There were 17 teachers in urban schools, 1 in a suburban school, 3 in small towns, and 3 in rural schools. 11 of the schools had a majority of students of color, and 7 were predominantly white schools. The data collection included responses to open-ended questions and analysis of social justice lesson plans sent by the participants. The findings of the study overwhelmingly showed that teachers can successfully incorporate Common Core standards while teaching social justice issues. Some of the subjects covered by the teachers' lesson plans included race or racism, religion or religious oppression, gender or sexism, class or classism, sexual orientation, themes of injustice or oppression, historical and contemporary activists, and they engage students in social action or activism. As you can see by this chart, by using social justice as a lens through which to consider canonized and contemporary texts, identify topics for research and analysis, and extend student learning beyond the classroom, participants easily addressed and often exceeded the Common Core standards for reading, writing, speaking and listening, and language. This chart from the article provides a list of websites that are good sources for children's literature concerning social justice issues and websites that have lesson plans and instructional resources. I provided some QR codes there for some of the websites that I found most interesting. So we know that ELA teachers can successfully teach social justice issues and meet Common Core standards at the same time. But how do you get started? First, you need to unpack your stance. What do you mean when you say you want to teach for social justice? Write down your vision. Second, pay attention to your local context. What are your students' academic strengths and needs? What inspires, fascinates, or troubles them? What types of social justice issues are hot in your school or community? What perspectives or experiences are over or underemphasized in your existing curriculum? Answers to these questions can provide starting points for justice-oriented curriculum development. Third, examine connections across your justice-oriented curricular and pedagogical goals. Ask yourself, what do you want to do? And what do you have to do it? How can you engage students in setting curricular priorities? Use that backward design plan that we've been taught. Fourth, connect with intellectual, professional, and community allies. Who are the justice workers in your school and community? What other teachers are using inquiry approaches, interrupting the status quo, or talking about justice? How can you support one another? I recommend this article. The author in it also listed examples of the lesson plans that teachers sent in and how they met the different standards and what literature they used to meet them. This is the APA citation for it. Thanks so much for watching.